Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. Alright, we're doing Forgotten Age, and we're doing Shattered Aeons. Despite how maybe we did throughout the entire thing, it's all going to pretty much come crashing down at this point. I don't expect to win this. If you are doing the Ishtaka or Alejandro route, I believe it's much easier. It's kind of had the same. It's kind of the same situation as Boundary Beyond, where you kind of get the worst of both worlds. Where Boundary Beyond, of course, throws like both snakes and cultists at you, and that's going to be the same situation with Shatter Aeons. Also, Shatter Aeons has Ancient Evils, which is really bad. So let's go ahead and dive into this. The braziers are lit, so we go to Intro 1. The silver blue flames that have guided you through these passages are the only vestige of hope you have remaining. One by one, the braziers lead you onward. Someone or something placed these devices here. The technology is not unlike what you have seen in the caverns of Kinyan, or in the Etzli ruins where the relic was first found. However, it seems whoever ventured this deep below the crust of the earth must have turned and fled, for the final brazier has been toppled and broken, and you see no more of them ahead. Thankfully, you do not need to travel in the darkness for very long. Within minutes, you come upon a huge stone doorway, no doubt the entrance to the Nexus. Intro 3. Your hand traces over the lines carved in the doorway. An inscription, a warning to turn back, for to open this passage is to invite doom. It is too dark to recognize the language, but you know it is not one spoken by humanity in this day and age. You have no idea how you can understand the engraving. Perhaps some last remnant of memory from your time in Nakotis, lost city of the Yithians. Or perhaps you are truly mad, discerning meaning from natural indentations in the stone wall. After all, it has been almost a week since you last seen natural light. We found the missing relic, so Intro 4. The stone archway is sealed shut when you arrive, but as soon as you approach, the artifact begins to shake and hum loudly. Grooves along the door flicker alight with a shimmering glow, and suddenly the door shifts open of its own accord. You grip the artifact tightly and enter. Okay, so kind of similar to, like I said, Boundary Beyond. The counter deck will be based off your tokens. If there's an equal number of cultists in tablet, which is us, because we have 0 for both, we get Dark Cult and Agents of Yig. Yeah, so in this one, in Boundary Beyond, there was 2 sets for each route, and then you kind of got one of the 2 from each of them if you were doing your own path. But in this case, you're literally getting both. You're getting Agents of Yig and Dark Cult. Dark Cult is the biggest issue. Mainly because cultists can of course get Doom, and I can only kill so quickly. So, with all that, let's go ahead and take care of all that. So, we get both of these. Yeah, as you can see, that one of the sets literally has cultists. The other thing to note is the Explore deck consists of 6 cards, 3 locations, and then racked up by time between worlds and Ancient Evils. Ancient Evils is in the Explore deck, because why not? So, like I said, I don't expect to do... I doomed out the last time I got this far. Now, part of it was I got really stalled by enemies and trying to deal with them. This time around, I'm hoping to just try to stall and just rush as quickly as we can. I mean, that's really all we can do. Shuffle. There are 3 agendas. Agenda 1A, Threads of Time. As you enter the grand chamber beyond the doorway, the Nexus stirs, the earth quakes below you, and the wall chips and crumbles. Shards of stone float in midair above the Nexus. You are running out of time. Reality is starting to shatter all around you. If an investigator with the Relic of Ages in his or her hand, deck, discard pile, or play area is eliminated, immediately advance to Agenda 3B. So essentially, the person that has the Relic of Ages, which is right now Mandy, if she is to be defeated, it's instant game over. Act 1, there are 4 acts. Worlds Beyond. The energies of the Nexus swirl in the ground below you, beckoning you to enter. Whether it is a thing of science or magic, you do not know. It is a gateway of sorts, that much you can tell. But a gateway to where? Forced, when an enemy would spawn at an empty location and there are no empty locations in play, reveal cards from the exploration deck until a location is revealed, put that location into play, and spawn that enemy there, shuffle the exploration deck. That can actually be kind of helpful, because that means we don't have to do the exploring and triggering the Ancient Evils. 4 clues to advance. And that's pretty much it. Everything else just gets set aside. For every 10 marks under EX Fury, place the top card of the Elite Investigators deck in the victory display face down. For the remainder of the scenario, treat those as Vengeance 1. No worries on that. We don't have any EX Fury. So it does apply for this one. Okay. Let me put a break here and BRB. Actually, before we do that, we need to talk about tokens. I remember this time. Skulls are -2, -4 if the Relic of Ages is at your location, which currently it is not. It's in my deck. Cultists, which we don't have, is -2 if you do not succeed by at least 1. You place 1 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. Tablet is -2, and if you're poisoned, it auto-fails. And then the Elder thing, which is what we do have, it's -2, and if you fail, you shuffle the topmost Hex Treachery in the encounter discard pile into the Exploration deck. Because this game hates you. Alright, Nexus of Nakai, Unraveling the Threads, Ancient Ruins. At the center of the chamber lies the Nexus, a bottomless pit in the earth, ringed by futuristic machinery, no doubt built by those who came from before humanity. Inside this pit is a swirling soup of eldritch energy, glowing strands of ethereal light that ripple, fold, and weave among one another. As you approach, a fragment of stone chips from the brim and falls into the portal, vanishing from existence. It's Ancient Ruins. Alright, I'm pretty sure we start here. Yeah, we start at the Nexus of Nakai. Okay, I'll put a break here. Alright, moment of truth. So remember, we did get spiritual healing, so we only have 1 mental trauma now. We're going to need all the soaking we can get. Alright, we're going to go ahead and shuffle this, and let's see how damned we are. Each investigator has 3 fewer slots, each of a different... Okay, this one we can live with. We're just going to... No Tarot slot, and no Arcanes. Oh, it has to be each of a different type. Body slot. Okay, so I lose an Arcane, Body, and a Tarot slot. Everything else is fine. Okay. And then we go ahead and take the top 3 and resolve Observed. Cancel the first Doom that will be placed on the final agenda of the game. Increase each investigator's maximum hand size by 3, and then the first willpower test is at +1. I think I want Justice. I want to maximize as much time as we have. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and set the Devil aside. Since I have already blanked out those slots, it doesn't really matter. We already know I don't use those slots. 1, 2, 3, and this is for Rita. Each investigator chooses a basic weakness in their deck and removes it from the game. Return them after the game ends. This one is gain experience, and this last one is you can start with 2 additional actions. Getting rid of that weakness is yes, that one. We're picking that one. So it has to be a basic weakness. We can't get rid of our specific one. But getting rid of Overzealous for this scenario, I am all for it. Oh my gosh, this is the combo. Yeah, out of everything, this is as good as it's going to really get. The only thing I was definitely considering was the willpower one for Mandy, because obviously there's going to be a bunch of those, and getting +1 will would be nice. But just getting an extra round, I'll take it. All right. So with all that, let's go ahead and shuffle, search, and we'll take the top 5. 1, 2, 3. 4. I always start at the top just in case I missed one. Because if I win this, I want it to be as legit as possible. Alright. 2 occult theories, a perception, a deduction, and a promise of power. We can live with that. Alright, shuffle again, and then draw 7 cards, because I have 2 Studious. Alright, definitely dropping that. Give me 1 moment. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just trying to be as sure as possible here. That was, okay. So this is what we had. I'm going to go ahead and set this down. Existential Riddle wouldn't be bad. We definitely want the Burning the Midnight Oils. I don't think I want to start with the deduction. Eureka is fine. We definitely want the Expedition Journal. I think I will drop the Existential Riddle for now. Okay. Not the best, but that's okay. The Eye of Truth will be nice. And having a ward right off the bat would be nice, but it seems like with my luck so far, it's always been Rita, the one that draws the Doom placing things. Speaking of Doom, we need to get Bewitching active. Sweeping Kick. Ace in the hole. The extra actions would have been nice, potentially, for Rita as well, but like I said, getting rid of Overzealous, that's top tier. And then what was the other one I grabbed? Oh yeah, Dirty Fighting. As soon as I learn how to read. There it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and shuffle. Do I have the hand set up? I do. Alright, deal 2 orange. Alright, 2 guns and a burn after reading right off the bat. Let's drop the long shot and the bum rush. And to be honest, let's drop one of the Danagers. Okay. That'll do. Alright. Let's flip this location. And I'll shuffle the Exploration deck one more time and the Encounter deck one more time. 4 Shroud, 2 clues. Unraveling the threads. After you move from the next system to Kai to an otherworld location or vice versa, you take 1 horror for each clue on that otherworld location. So you need to clear out the clues before you leave. Action, Explore. Draw the top card of the Exploration deck if it's a connecting location, put it into play, and move. Do not take horror from the above forced ability when moving via this effect. Okay, good to know. Oh, okay, so if you're just moving normally, got it. Each other clue on that to another world or vice. Oh, and vice. Okay, so it is actually kind of dangerous to let the enemy spawn the locations because you can take horror. Got it. I'm going to go ahead and start with Mandy. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to go ahead and get out Expedition Journal. I'm then going to go ahead and do a Burning the Midnight Oil. Gain 2 resources to investigate. I'm going to spend 1 to do Practice Makes Perfect. I will use my ability and grab 2 practice cards, or trigger my weakness, whichever comes first. We didn't trigger the weakness. I will reveal the occult evidence and grab a clue. And this will go into my hand. And then for the practice card, I'm going to go ahead and take the perception. Oh, actually, I grabbed 2. That's right. I did my ability. Let's do Eye of Truth and Perception and pray to Cthulhu that I don't draw an autofail. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are 12 to 4. Please, game. Thank God. Alright, so these go into my hand, and I draw 2 cards because of Perception. I'm going to shuffle this again just to make sure I did. Okay, perfect. We can do also, of course, get the clue here. Then I will spend 3 to get out Mr. Rook. And then I'm going to use Expedition Journal to explore. That does connect. Okay. Shores of Relia gets +1 Shroud for each Doom on each card in Shores of Relia, including itself. After Shores of Relia enters play, place 1 Doom on it. The Great Stone City, Relia, with its monoliths and sepulchres, had sunk beneath the waves. Do you move to it? Yep, and move to it. And I don't trigger the forced ability. Okay, got it. Oh boy, alright. Sorry if I'm sounding nervous and such. So I would like to get the clues off this as soon as possible. Obviously the problem is everything else. So it has 2 Shroud. I'm 5 right now. Highest minus is -3 right now. So I can do Knowledge's Power, which will inevitably probably get me a card draw. After that, though, like every Knowledge of Power I give up right now is a potential Necronomicon 3 damage hit that I can use in the future, and that's why I'm hesitating. I think I'll just take the L here. If I can always discard the Occult Evidence during upkeep, and that should be fine. All right. Meanwhile, with Rita, we're gonna go. I'm gonna spend. Yeah, I'll spend 2 to go ahead and get out the Derringer. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. And then I'm going to gain a resource. I'm going to play it safe here on the whole exploring thing. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Okay, I will discard Occult Evidence. Okay. Okay, I can work with that. Mythos, we're technically on 2nd Doom already, thanks to the location. Brotherhood Occultist, that's what I was afraid of. And Serpents of Yoth right off the bat. Okay. Investigation phase. All right. Oh, I did get engaged by an enemy, so we can make that a thing. So Bewitching, I'll grab the Dirty Fighting, because we're going to need it in the future. I'm going to go ahead and start with Rita. I'm going to evade 6-3. Good to go. I'll use my ability to do 1 damage. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Dirty Fighting. And then I'm going to shoot the guy with the Derringer. This will put us at 7-3, because I'm attacking something that's exhausted. Good, we do 2 damage. Yeah, already we're getting a lot of enemies. Alright, Mandy. So the big thing here is we need to get the clues off of this and then get out of here. What I'll go ahead and try to do right now is do Mr. Rook. I will pick 2 cards in top 9. Okay, we do trigger our weakness. That's fine, it's out of the way. Creeping Darkness, attach to the Nexus of Nakai, place 1 Doom on Creeping Darkness. Formless Spawn gets +2 health. Double action, test Willpower 3 to, or check your supplies if you succeed, or if you have torches, discard Creeping Shadows. So this is going to add a Doom. That'll put us at what, 4? And then I'll go 5. Ugh, that's so bad. Let's go ahead and do the ward now. I mean, we do have torches, but I don't have the time. There's a good chance we could double. Yeah, if we have it. Oh no, okay, I misread it. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We'll live. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, I am fine with leaving this in play because we'll go up to 4. Okay, yeah, we are fine. We can make this. If we get back-to-back Ancient Evils, I can soak one of them with Mandy. Okay, that's fine. And when I get re-engaged, I can do Ace in the Hole. Okay, as long as we don't Doom out, as long as I don't attack the Brotherhood Cultists, we might be okay. All right. I'm going to Ancestral Knowledge. I am not going to Ancestral Knowledge. I don't have anything that actually helps with evading. All right, so we're definitely going to need to use knowledge as power. Actually, we can deduction potentially. Okay, we're going to evade. I'm going to use Promise of Power. Give myself a curse token. We'll go 7 to 2. I succeeded. I can use my ability. I'll search top 3. I don't remember if I shuffled or not, so I'll shuffle again. Relic of Ages. Okay, and Segment of Onyxes. Those are all really nice to have. We'll take the Segment of Onyx for now. You are evaded. All right, next. I'm going to go ahead and do a Investigate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do an Investigate. Shuffle this again one more time. We'll do an Investigation. I'll use Ancestral Knowledge and get out the Deduction. This will put us at 7 to 2. And I will go ahead and commit a Eureka. 8 to 2. We succeed by a lot. We get all the clues here. We can advance, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Because we need to get out of here first. I do get to search top 3. I will grab this second Segment of Onyx. I will spend 1 to get one of these out. And then last action, I'm going to move away from this. So, after you move to Nexus of Nakai, blah, 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 those are all fine. Okay, we'll move back. And that'll be it on that front. Okay. Sorry if I'm sounding so tense, but I do want to do well in this. Okay, enemy phase. Enemies aren't going to do anything. Upkeep. This guy will re-engage, and I will take the Ace in the Hole into my hand. Upkeep. I'll shuffle again just in case. I did shuffle, but apparently it still wants me to have that deduction. Upkeep. Resourceful. Mythos. We are 4 of 6. Acolyte. Any empty location. So this is going to spawn another location because there are no other empty locations right now. This is actually really bad because I can't prevent. If we do get Ancient Evils, we're going to advance. There's not anything I can do about it now. All right. So the way this works is when an enemy would spawn at an empty location, reveal cards from the exploration deck until a location is revealed. So what's this thing do? React by time. Okay, and then next one. This is between worlds. Okay, that one's not too bad. And then we spawn this thing. Forced, after one or more doom is placed on a cultist enemy at said even unseen, place one additional doom on that enemy. Okay. So it's going to actually put an additional doom here. As you can see, it just gets out of control. We'll go ahead and reshuffle the deck afterwards. Alright, Ancient Evil. Okay, Curse of Yek. That's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Okay. Investigation phase. Holy crap. Alright. So we have a lot we need to deal with if we want to actually get through this in time. First things first. Let's go ahead and advance. Spend our 4 clues. Return to another time. Each time you step through the nexus, you get one step closer to the ultimate destination. Place a place that exists outside the boundaries of time and space. Shuffle set aside a pocket in time location into the exploration deck. Search for the Brotherhood. Somewhere deep within the nexus of worlds lies your objective, a place where timelines converge. You can see it in flashes of insight from beyond this reality, windows into other timelines, a place carved out of time and space where the Brotherhood no doubt resides. Okay. All right. Let's start with, this should be exhausted, by the way. I can help get that off and then keep going. I think that's going to be the plan. All right, I'm going to start with Mandy. I'm going to search top 9 and use the ability. I'll take the Necronomicon. And I will take a Ward of Protection. Okay. So I'm just kind of going through my options here. I can evade him or sweeping kick him. Sweeping kick would kill him. Let me use my abilities to move and then deal with the Acolyte. I think she's okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the Expedition Journal. I mean, technically it doesn't exhaust, but I have an extra action on it. I'm going to go ahead and use that to explore. There are 3 treacheries compared to the 5 locations, so it is what it is. Pretty sure I shuffled, but I'll shuffle one more time. Yugoth. Flip a clue on Yugoth to its doom side, draw a card. It is a strange dark orb at the very rim of our solar system, unknown to earthly astronomers as yet. Okay, so that puts us here. I do need to get the clues off this, unfortunately. So let's do that. I'll take an action to investigate using deduction. This will put us at 8 to 2. Or sorry, 7 to 2. Actually, before we do that, I'll library pass this Grim Memoir and use it. That'll put us at 9 to 2. It's -2. We pass by a bunch. We get all 3 clues and draw a card. Okay, so there's 4 cards left in the Exploration deck. 3 of them are treacheries. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move back. So the reason why I had to move, clear out the clues first was so I can actually move back without taking horror. Next, I'm going to go ahead and explore. Okay. Between worlds, put between worlds into play as an otherworld location with 3 shroud and 1 clue, and move to it. It is connected. At the end of the round, each investigator here takes 1 damage and 1 horror. If there are no investigators on this location, discard it. So what's annoying about this thing is it will force you to move, which will only do 1 horror, but it's kind of annoying. I am going to go ahead and ward it, just so it prevents me from being yanked away. All right, and then I will fast out the other segment of Onyx. All right, and then this Grim Memoir is just going to get put on the bottom of the deck. Okay, moment of truth. We got Rita here. So I only have 2 strength, so we definitely need to make all of this count. This thing is humanoid, so I'm going to spend 1. Oh man, we don't have any horror soak. That's so bad. So dealing with this cultist is going to be a problem. Okay. I mean, I guess my other option is I can evade him and shoot him. 1 second. Sorry, I keep manipulating my resources as if about to play something like Sweeping Kick. So what I could do is I can evade and then try to shoot, in which case I'll be 6 to 3, which is doable. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll evade. We'll go 6 to 3. We succeed, and then I will shoot with Derringer and Dirty Fighting. That's a success. It does 2 damage. He is now dead. That's 1. Next, I'm going to go ahead and move. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move. I have to take a horror, unfortunately. Get engaged by you. I'll attempt to evade you 6 to 2. Or sorry, 5 to 2. Yeah, sorry, I was actually, yeah, my stats should be lower. I'm pretty sure I'm okay, but I'm going to make sure I didn't make any mistakes there. Okay, all the evades are good. Alright, 5 to 2 on the evade here. We auto-fail, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and add ace in the hole now. I'll try to evade again. 5 to 2. We succeed. I'll use my ability to kill it. Next, I'm going to so that topmost hex treachery. What is our topmost hex treachery? Oh, I don't want that. Yeah, do not want that. Okay, I will I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to do a burn after reading. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a look what I found and exile it. So I will get 1 clue from here. But more importantly, since I exiled something that is level 2 or higher, I get to remove a doom from the current agenda. Okay. And then that leaves me with 1 action remaining to move back, and I won't take any damage for that. Okay. We're at this point. All right. Enemy phase. Brotherhood Cult is going to come over. I'm going to have Mandy take the hit. Okay, upkeep. Another Mr. Rook. At a crossroads. I'm going to immediately take an action. We will go back up to 4. I think I'll take an action. And I'm going to do a sweeping kick. We'll go 7 to technically 3 now. Okay, I pass. It's going to take 2 damage. And then I'll use my ability to kill him. Thanks to the auto evade. Okay. Could have been worse. I'll discard a random card. Okay, that's fine too. All right. Mythos. 4th Doom. Temporal Devourer. Monster extra-dimensional, farthest shattered or extra-dimensional location. If there are no such locations in play, it gains surge. Yep, we're good to go. So this is just going to surge. Lost in Time, shuffle a non-story asset you control back into your deck. I'm actually okay with just shuffling a segment of Onyx back in. Terran Time. Willpower 3 test. For each point you fail by, you either lose action or take horror. We're both in the same location. I'll have Mandy commit a Eye of Truth. So this will be 7 to 3. We pass. This is now been observed as truth. Okay. Holy cow. All right, I'm going to start with Rita. Double action. Get rid of this. You have the torches. You can get rid of it. Buy you some time. And then in the meantime, we'll go ahead and do a 3 to 2 test. I'll have Mandy help. Grab this Occult Theory and commit to it. This will give him +5, so 8 to 2. Good to go. It goes away. Strength is back to normal, so is health. Okay, Mandy. Never a dull moment. All right. Two treacheries and the card we're looking for are in here. Let's go ahead and explore with the Expedition Journal. We got it. If an investigator enters a pocket in time, advance. I'm scared. 5 Shroud, 2 clues, extra dimensional after you move from a pocket in time to a shattered location or vice versa. Take 1 damage for each clue on that shattered location. So this is the same thing, but with this. As an action, you can explore, draw the top of the card of the exploration deck. If it is a connecting location, put it into play and move to it. Do not take damage from the above force ability when moving via this effect. Okay. We advance. I'm pretty sure I'm about to get hit really bad. Gateways to the other times. What you see before you is truly staggering. Throughout these halls are hundreds of windows into places both ancient and futuristic, once grand civilizations that came before even the earliest records of known history, and more still that have yet to be realized. The psychological weight of this discovery is almost more than your mind can bear. Humans are not the masters or caretakers of Earth. They are merely a footnote in a much longer history, a history which is about to be revised. Shuffle the set aside shatter locations into the exploration deck. Each investigator shuffles the topmost hex, treachery, and the encounter discard pile into the exploration deck. Topmost hex. That'll be lost in time and between worlds. And then we add in all of the shattered locations, which there are 6 of them. All right. So there are 7 locations now. I believe that's correct. 7 locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. No, actually, there's 6 locations and 4 treacheries. We actually added 1 in there. Cool. I mean, either way, it gets shuffled in anyway. Shuffled. All right. Check campaign log. If the investigators found the missing relic, advance to 3A, the Yithian. The Yithian relic. Okay. So if it was missing, you would actually have to put it in, attach the set aside to a pallet at a time, but we don't have to worry about that part. If you intend to mend the shattered timelines, you will need to find the Relic of Ages and learn to harness its power. Actions: search your deck or discard pile for the Relic of Ages and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. If the Relic of Ages is attached to that to your location and there are no clues to it, you can action take control of it. If an investigator controls the Relic of Ages, you advance. Okay, so we need to get the Relic of Ages out. Okay, good. I thought we were about to spawn some elite enemies that I had to deal with immediately. Okay, I do still have actions remaining. I don't think I should play the Relic of Ages right off the bat, because that sounds not good. So, we'll just get to work here, I guess. We do need to get the clues off this location, one way or the other. And unfortunately, our options of how to get the clues off this are limited. Also, the moment I have Relic of Ages out, I am going to start having -4s on skulls. So let's go ahead and deal with the problems one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and use Mr. Rook. I'm going to use my ability. Top 9, pick 2. I can get the Relic of Ages right now if I want to. It would save me an action. Grim Memoir is also an option, because then I can do some investigates with it. Let's do Grim Memoir, and I will take the Segment of Onyx. Okay. Alright, next I will go ahead and fast out this Segment of Onyx. And then I'm going to exhaust Library Pass and attach the Grim Memoir to it. And then I'm going to investigate with said Grim Memoir. This is finally my first official action. We're at 7 to 5. Yeah, we'll just go 7 to 5. Alright, auto fail. I'll investigate again, 7 to 5. Autofail. I'll do it again, 7 to 5. Okay, we succeeded once and we passed by 2, so we get to draw a card. All right. Not the best situation to be in, but it is what it is. All right, Grim Memoir will get put on the bottom of the deck. All right, that is everybody. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Okay. I may need to hold on to the deny existence at this point. Yeah, I have a lot of cards in my hand. I think against my better judgment, I'll drop the perception. I think we have one in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Upkeep for you. Okay. Mythos, we're now 4 of 6 again. Wizard of the Order, any empty location. We're going to put you down here. Ancient Evils. We're 5 of 6, and thankfully this does not happen until the end of the Mythos phase. Good news is we kind of can ignore it for now, because it's going to advance regardless at this point. Well, actually, it might not if I get out the thing. Yeah, if we get the thing out, we might be fine. Okay, moving from Nexus Akai to a Pocket in Time is fine for the most part. Let's go investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to get this Segment of Annika out. Get the Pen of the Queen active. I'm going to go ahead and investigate. I'm going to use Cult Theory from my Ancestral Knowledge and a Eureka. So this will be 8, 9 to 5. Okay, goodbye Curse Token. I get to search top 3. I'll use my ability to grab 2 cards instead of 1. I'll grab this Burning the Midnight Oil and this Relic of Ages. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I don't think anything made me lose clues yet. Nope. All right. So I can investigate this current location. There is a chance I could draw the topmost hex, which would be... What would be the topmost hex? Absolutely nothing. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and use Burning the Midnight Oil and investigate. This is just to get the 2 resources. 5 to 5. Hey, I failed. Oh my god, those autofails. Alright. And next, I'm going to do something incredibly risky. I'm going to spend 2 to get out the Relic of Ages. If an investigator controls the Relic of Ages, advance. Here we are. Final act. The relic is the key. In your hands, do you hold the key to fixing all of this? It hums and vibrates with immense power, power that seems to grow and flourish as you visit other timelines. For the remainder of the scenario, if the Relic of Ages leaves its play for any reason, shuffle each location attached to it into the exploration deck and reset the deck to Act 3A. Check campaign log if Ishchaka is set against you. The thing that was once your companion slithers out of the darkness hissing. Yig will have his way. Velugia will be returned to us. Spawn to set aside Ishchaka, scion of Yig, in Nexus of Nakai. If Alejandro is set against you, fools, are you blind? Alejandro motions to the worlds before him. Your kind stands no chance against the ravages of time. Spawn to set aside Alejandro, or is he, in a pocket of time. Here comes the pain. We're getting engaged by both of them. All right. Act 4A, Mend the Shatter. Each window you step through seems to empower the relic. Once the artifact is fully powered, you can use it to mend the Shatter timelines and prevent catastrophe. Action. If you are at a Shatter location with no clues, test Willpower or Book 3. If you succeed, attach your location face down to the Relic of Ages. Each investigator and enemy at that location is moved to a pocket in time. Okay. If the number of locations attached to the Relic of Ages is equal to 1 plus the number of investigators who started the game, you advance. So we need 3 locations attached to this. So this is where I got stuck. I got stalled by these two guys because they just are tough. Alejandro Vela, Humanoid Cultist Elite, 6 fight, 3 evade, 12 health. Alert Hunter. Action Parlay, test Book 5 to plead for your life. If there's a tablet symbol... If a tablet symbol is revealed during this test, you automatically succeed. If you fail, Alejandro Vela attacks you. If you succeed, you flip this card over and resolve the attacks. So if for whatever reason you have cold feet at this point about going on your own path, you could beg to join one of their sides. That's essentially what that is. Victory 2 hits for 1 damage, 2 horror. Meanwhile, Ishchaka is Scion of Yig, 4 fight, 12 health, 4 evade, Humanoid Monster Serpent Elite, Hunter, Retaliate, Action, Parlay, same thing, but Cultist. Victory 2 hits for 2 damage and 1 horror. Alright. So, here goes nothing. So yeah, I got these two take time to deal with, and Rita by herself was just not enough to deal with them. Because when I wasn't doing Necronomicon with Mandy for this one. So, yeah. I'm just thinking here. 6 fight, man. That's a lot. I mean, I can go 7. But that's still not enough. I think the idea will probably be dealing with... The problem with Alejandro is he hits for horror. So that's kind of a problem. Alright, well, we'll start with the obvious. We're going to library pass out the Necronomicon. I'm going to spend 2 of the secrets right now to draw 2 cards. Sound support's not bad. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 4 secrets and a Knowledge is Power. I can go 8 to 6 against you. Alright. So I'll spend 4 secrets and do 3 damage to Alejandro. I'll do Knowledge is Power to do another 3 damage to Alejandro. And then I'm going to use Pin to the Queen to to auto evade. It's Alejandro. And then I'll have Rita go in. The Necronomicon will get put on the bottom of the deck. Alright, Rita, I'll move over there for an action. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to shoot this guy with the Derringer. We'll go. He's exhausted. He is exhausted right now, so I do have. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to engage him while he's exhausted, which will let me get a sweeping kick into my hand. And then I will go ahead and spin one to do sweeping kick. This will put me at, he is still exhausted, so it's going to be 10 to 6. I succeed. I do 2 damage. I'll use my ability with the evade to do another damage. And since I did evade him, I can go ahead and do dirty fighting. And I'm going to shoot him with the Derringer, which will be 7 to 6. I'm going to go 8 to 6 with a resourceful. Yeah, 8 to 6 with resourceful. Alright, that is a success. Derringer is now out of ammo. We'll do 2 damage to this guy. For the resourceful, I'm going to go ahead and pick this out of Crossroads. And draw 3 cards and have 1 less action next round. Get another out of Crossroads. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use that to attack Alexandro Vela. Right now we're 5 to 6. I'll commit Grizzled. This guy is humanoid, so I do get +3 to this. So that brings me up to 8 to 6, and that'll be it. 8 to 6. -2. We do pass just barely. Let's make sure I did that right. I had 3 fight, +2 from dirty fighting, +3 from this. That is 8, and then -2 from this. I succeed. I do 1 damage to him. He is dead. Oh wait, I did this all wrong. Okay, we need to rewind. I misread. I thought he had 12 health, like this guy. Alejandro only has 8. So... yeah, give me a second. Okay, so the sweeping kick would have gotten the kill, which means the Derringer ammo comes back. Yeah, so I kind of just wasted the sweeping kick, which is fine. Also, the dirty fighting didn't end up getting used. And since I didn't need the shot from the Derringer, we obviously were not going to be able to commit the resourceful. And then I'm just going to rewind the out of Crossroads. And that'll just put us to here, which is completely fine. We did kill him. We did 6 damage and then 2 damage with the sweeping kick. Technically, I didn't even need to use it. I did actually 9 damage, but I'll just rewind that ability. So apologies for that mistake. I, for some reason, thought he had 12 health. Ishchaka has 12 health. We'll deal with that in a bit. Okay. We did take out one of them, though, right off the bat, which is really good. We are going to advance. There's not much we can do about that, and I think that's for the best. Enemy phase, I'm going to get hit for 2 and 1. I'm going to deny existence the damage and then let Mr. Rook take the horror. And then upkeep. Alright, Mythos, we advance. This Doom goes away finally. This will go away. This Doom will get replaced, so I'll just leave it there for now. Spawn of Nakai. You're not the first to intrude in this abyssal pit. You were warned not to break the seal, and yet here you are. Now you face the consequences of your foolish transgression. The thing emerges from the lightless void beyond the nexus. It is a being of black polymorphic ichor, an animated viscous ooze that crawls along the ground with shapeless limbs and leaves a trail of smooth, dissolved stone in its wake. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And then spawn the set-aside formless spawn of the Nexus of Nakai. Now the good news is we're not the Nexus of Nakai no more. Bad news is that Wizard of the Order is kind of in our way. From this abyss, Monster, Abomination, Elite. 2 fight, 2 evade, 10 health. Massive Formless Spawn cannot move or be moved. Formless Spawn gets +1 fight and +1 evade for each Doom on each card in Nexus of Nakai, including Nexus of Nakai. They found living things that oozed along stone channels and worshipped onyx and basalt images of Sathagua. Hits Victory 2, hits for 3 damage, 3 horror. Alright, over here we got pendulous threads. Inside the Nexus, interwoven threads of ethereal light begin to unravel, and reality unravels with it. If an investigator with a relic gets... if we lose the relic, we die. 7 Doom to advance. Okay. Over here. Curse of Yegg. I can live with that. For now, at least. And a cultist that needs to spawn in an empty location. Not much I can do about that. We'll put you over here. And then a Doom will get placed on you. Alright. Investigation phase. Let's begin. Alright. So I think for Rita, what we're going to do is start dealing with all the problems here. I'm going to move to here. I'm going to, oops, sorry, wrong character. I'm going to move to here and then try to evade the formless spawn. We'll go 5 to 2. Good to go. It's only -2 because the Relic Aegis is not at this location. I'll use my ability to move to this location, get engaged by you. Next, I will attempt to evade you. 5 to 2. Okay, you're evaded. I will use Dirty Fighting and then shoot you with the Derringer. That'll put us at 7 to 4. Good to go. He is dead. Now we're out of bullets. Okay. Meanwhile, over here, we need to buy some time. Pin of the Queen will evade you automatically. Then I'm going to wait on that for now. All right. We definitely need to get, okay, we definitely need to get Mr. Rook out. I'm going to gain 2 resources and then spend all 3 to get out Mr. Rook. And then use his ability and my ability, search the entire deck for 2 cards. I'll grab this Knowledge is Power and Necronomicon. Because we're about to break this wide open. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use the... I can't afford to use that right now, actually. As much as I want to explore, I don't have the resource to do what I want to do with it. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to engage the now exhausted Ishtaka. And then I'm going to Knowledge His Power, the Necronomicon, to do 3 damage. And then I'm going to use Library Pass to bring out the Necronomicon, and then do 3 damage again. And then I'll spend the last 2 secrets to draw 2 cards. Do I want to draw 2 cards? No, I don't. Well, how many times do I need to do this? Yeah, I'll go ahead and draw 2 cards this time. Okay. And that'll be it for this round. Yeah, so this is what happened. I kind of got bogged down with both Alejandro, Ishtaka, and dealing with the Form of Spawn. But since Mandy can actually take care of herself now, this is actually not as bad. Anyway, end of the round, we'll put this down here. And then enemy phase. This person it was exhausted, so it doesn't attack. Upkeep. Also, he should have been exhausted. Now he's not. Upkeep. Okay, deny existence. I can live with that. Grizzled. Mythos. First Doom. Another Acolyte. Has to spawn here. Unfortunately, he's going to get a second Doom. Yeah, see, as you can see, these guys just keep coming. Racked by Time, test Willpower 3. This is not a Shattered location, thankfully. So each investigator at a Shattered location will also have to perform this test. Each investigator who fails takes 2 damage. Each asset assigned damage will have to be shuffled back into the deck. Got it. I'm currently 3-3. And we're just going to go 3-3. I will go ahead and do a Lucky to pass it and draw a card. Let's see, I can move. For this one, I'm just going to take an action and move to here. And then discard a random card. Bye-bye, Lucky. All right. Investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and evade with Rita against the Formal Spawn, 5-2. Good. I'm going to go ahead and move to here, get engaged by you, and then try to evade you, 5-2. Good. I'll use my ability to kill you. Last action, I'm just going to move back down. You know what? What I could do is do dirty fighting along the way. So I'll just do that now, 5-2 against the Formless Spawn. And do a damage. Okay, and then last action I'm going to move back down. Okay. Little by little. See, it's just whack-a-mole here. Alright, meanwhile over here, I'm going to search the top 4 cards. I'm going to grab the Necronomicon. I'm not going to use my ability with this, by the way. Or am I? Yeah, I think I'm fine with leaving it alone for now. Okay, so this will go into my hand. That was my last secret, by the way. Was it my last secret? 1 second. Glad I can record this and see this. I had already spent the secret. Okay, that's right. I had exactly enough secrets to solve this problem with this Ishtaka. Speaking of, exhaust the library pass to do Necronomicon. Do 3 damage. I will use the Pin of the Queen to, again, auto-evade her. These get shuffled back in. What I should have done is I should have done the pin of the queen first. That way I could have gotten the segment of onyxes sooner. But that's okay, because I'm just going to spin 2 secrets to draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. I'll gain a resource, and then I'm going to spend those resources to get out sound support. I'll put it on where the body slot used to be. Next, I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource and use that to get out a segment of onyx. And I'm going to go ahead and do Relic of Ages. Test willpower or intelligence 4. We'll commit a survey of the area. We'll go 8 to 4. We succeed. I can remove a Doom from any card in play, which I will pick the agenda. Or does it? 1 second. Kitty cat. I need you off the desk. Current act and agenda are in play, so I'll remove the Doom from the agenda. Alright, I'm just going to flip this face down to show it's been used, because I can only use it once. And we're good to go on that front. I still have Chrissy Yig on me, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource for my final action. And then the Necronomicon is going to go back down onto this. And I'll be done with this talking next round. Yeah, Necronomicon is making this much easier. That being said, I'm still terrified. We still haven't made any progress towards actually completing this final act. I think it's exactly what happened on my previous attempt. Is I got to Act 4 pretty quickly, but then I just got completely swarmed. And it's the same situation with Rita, where I ran out of ammo and derringers. I couldn't get anything else out. The fact I haven't drawn any of my assets has been really, really costly. Like, I can't soak anything with her right now. Upkeep, re-engage. Okay, Bum Rush. We can at least have something to fight with. Second Doom again. Mysterious Chanting. Alright, it's going to put 2 Doom on this thing. That's why we're doing it. And then over here, Shattered Ages. Test willpower 4. If you fail, place 1 clue from the token pool on each location other than Nexus of Nakai. This is a Hex, so I can actually use my Specialist card with that. I think I am going to do that. This will put me at 6 to 4. 7 to 4. We pass just barely, because we're not with the relic, so we're good on that front. Good. I definitely did not want to put that down, because I was going to end up taking even more horror from everything else. So good to go. Running out of cards, though. All right, investigation phase. I'm going to start with Rita. Rita, evade the big blob, please. 5 to 2. Good. I'll go ahead and use Dirty Fighting now. 5 to 2. Good. Does the damage. And then next action, I'm going to move and say hi-lo to this person. Get engaged by you, and I'll evade you. 5 to 2. And use your ability to kill it. Okay. Board cleared. Alright. Next. Mr. Rook, use your ability. Mandy, use your ability. Search the deck. I'll grab 1 second with Onyx and this Necronomicon. Shuffle. Library pass. 4 secrets. And a dead Ishtaka. Thank God. I know the Necronomicon is insanely powerful, but man, for this campaign, you need it. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get to work at this point. We're going to go ahead and use Expedition Journal and explore. 3 Shroud, 2 clues. After a auto symbol is revealed during a skill test at any location, place 1 Doom on Atlantis. Then, if there are 3 or more Doom on Atlantis, remove it from the game. Each enemy and investigator that was at Atlantis is defeated. Alright. Please don't auto-fail. Alright, this is difficulty 3. I'm going to go ahead and use a secret from Necronomicon to go 7 to 3 here. Good, got a clue. I'm going to do it again using a secret from Necronomicon, 7 to 3. Good. That's -4, but I'm still good to get this clue. Okay. So that's going to get shuffled back in. That's fine. Yeah, the reason I didn't draw the cards is because then I would have no deck to put the Necronomicon on the bottom of. I'll spend 1 to go ahead and get out the Segment of Onyx. And then I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. Actually, can I do the thing here? If you are at a shattered location with no clues, test willpower. Okay. If you succeed, attach to your location. Okay. This is a shattered location with no clues on it. I'm going to go ahead for my last action, do the thing. But again, I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. So I'm just making sure I didn't add a resource when I said I was about to. All right, so this last action is going to attempt this thing. So we're 3 to 3 right now. Unfortunately, our options are pretty limited. I'm going to go ahead and use Ancestral Knowledge to get this Promise of Power out. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that curse token. 7 to 3. We're good. All right, so what ends up happening is if you succeed, attach your location face down on the Relic of Ages. Each investigator and enemy at that location is moved to a pocket in time. So we move here. This goes away. I don't really put anything in my hand slots anymore, so I'm just going to put this to the side here. Obviously, we already know this is the Relic. All right. That's everything. Enemy phase, upkeep. Oh, this gets put on the bottom. Okay, our last Segment of Onyx, cool. So we can get that up and running. Hey, I know you. All right, Mythos, second Doom. We kept this pretty under control. Words of Power. Okay, that's annoying, but I'm okay for now. If there are no cultists, I take a horror and it gets Surge. Okay. Mysterious Chanting. If there are no cultist enemies, search the encounter deck and draw it, and then shuffle it. Okay. We're going to go... Oop, that is not the card I wanted to grab. So Mysterious Chanting is going to spawn a cultist, which I'm completely okay with. We'll spawn him down here. Okay. All right, investigation phase. All right, first things first for Rita, I'm going to spend 3. Take out Pete Sylvester. And then I'm going to move to here. I'm going to invade the big guy. And hopefully not kill myself. Okay, we're good. He's evaded. So sorry, I played, I moved, and I evaded. So I played, moved, yeah, I'm not going to be able to reach the Acolyte this round. That's fine. I'll go ahead and do a damage to this thing. And then I'll punch it with Dirty Fighting. Again, 5 to 2. 6 health left. All right. That's assuming I don't draw that other treachery again that I have to use the torches on. Alright, that is it on that front. Oh, I need to discard, by the way. So for discarding, I'm going to discard Practice Makes Perfect. Because I literally can't play it right now. Alright, Mandy. Let's go ahead and fast out the Segment of Onyx. Get the pendant up and running. Let's go ahead and explore. Plateau of Ling. If you reveal an Elder Thing symbol during a skill test at Plateau of Ling, you take 1 horror. The conviction grew upon us that this hideous upland must indeed be the fabled Nightmare Plateau of Ling, which even the mad author of the Necronomicon was reluctant to discuss. Okay. Also, just a reminder, exploring from a pocket in time does not trigger the forced effect, which is why we're not getting blasted with horror. Okay. So that was our explore. So okay. So what we're going to go ahead and do is pin to the queen. Get the clue off of this. And then I'm going to attempt to clear this thing out. And unfortunately, my options are kind of limited. Currently, we are... I guess we have a couple ways we can do this. But I think I'm gonna... I could get the Necronomicon out again to get me some skills, but I don't think I want to do it that way. I think we're just gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm gonna do Eye of Truth. 7 to 3. We pass. Bye-bye Eye of Truth. This will get added to our pile. And yank me back to here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and explore again. Valuja, Shattered Ancient, 4 Shroud, 2 clues. If there's at least 3 cultist tokens in the Chaos bag or sealed on cards in play, heal 2 damage and 2 horror, set Valuja Shroud to 0 for the remainder of the game. If there are at least 3 tokens in the Chaos bag or sealed... Okay, so you can actually take an action. So yeah, this is Valuja. So if you are teamed up with Ishtaka, then you can actually benefit from this location, which is pretty cool. But I don't need that. We have 1 action remaining. I'm going to go ahead and... I can go, what, 8 to 4? I'm going to do Library Pass, get out Grim Memoir. I'm going to investigate with Grim Memoir. I'm going to use Ancestral Knowledge to get this this perception and commit it. So this is going to put us at 10 to 4. We pass by a lot. We get to draw 3 cards. So 1, 2. Now horror's going to go on this. 3. Oh, good. We got that back. Oh, sorry. Let me take that back. This does actually go in the discard. I forgot about that. Okay. And I get 1 clue here. I believe that was my last action. Yeah, that was my last action. I did the explore with the book, or the journal. I used the pendant to clear the clue. I stored the location. I explored again, and then I investigated. That is all my stuff. Then this Grim Memoir is going to go on the bottom of my deck because I'm not going to spend the resource for it. Which is fine because I apparently have another one in my hand. And then that'll be it. That is everybody. Enemy phase, this guy is exhausted, so he's not going to beat me up yet. Upkeep, on exhaust. I need to discard. At this point, I actually do not need the Burning the Midnight Oil. Okay. Investigation. 4th Doom. Brood of Yig. Terran Time. We do have that attached to an Eye of Truth, so I'm actually 8-3. We're good. Investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Library Pass and bring out the Necronomicon. I'm going to spend 4 secrets to do 3 damage to this Brood of Yig and kill it. I'm going to use the Pendant and the Queen to grab a clue from this. And then I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get this location in. So right now we're 3-3. I can commit I can use as many secrets for the skill test as possible, so I'll spend both to get +4. 7-3. That's fine. Gets attached. We go to here. If the number of locations attached to the Relic of Ages is equal to 1 plus the number of investigators who started the game, advance. I like how it says when you started the game. Like they know you're going to get defeated. It is done. You manipulate the thrumming device in your hands with the skill and knowledge of one of the relic's ingenious inventors. It is as though your mind has suddenly become flooded with the knowledge of the ancients that came before you. Power seeps from the device's every aperture. Rays of blinding light shoot forth from cracks appearing on its surface. You only have one chance to restore these shadow realities, only one chance to make things right. If you have the Relic of Ages repossess the past is the version, you go to Resolution 5. Yeah, this has a lot of endings because you can be on a lot of sides. We do have repossess the past. So here it goes. Resolution 5. All of this was set into motion when the Etzli ruins were first intruded upon. Ishchaka's original warning was her last vestige of humanity speaking to you. She wanted you and the other explorers to turn back, but curiosity and greed got the better of you. Until that day, balance had been kept. Alejandro sought the relic for his own devices. Ishchaka heard the call of her master and obeyed. However, humanity is the true cause of this chaos. You know now what you must do. You know now how you can save everyone. In your campaign log, record the investigators returned back time. All right. Each location attached to the relic ages. Each location attached to the relic ages with victory X is added to the victory display. That one is not. And that one is not. Only one of them. Neat. The more you know. Okay. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could have stuck around and tried fighting. I could have done at most 5 damage this round, which could have possibly killed this thing, but I don't care. We have more victory than we know what to do with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't think there's any victory on these. Oh, there's victory on this. Never mind. Total of 7. So 9 experience and 7 experience, which is good because I do need to rebuy about 3 experience worth of stuff. Proceed to epilogue. Check campaign log. Read the following only if the investigators turn back time. There is only one way to stop all of this from ever happening. Before you arrived and set all of these events into motion, the Etzli ruins were asleep, and the relic was relatively safe in its prison of obscurity. Had it not been for Alejandro's desire to find it, it might have remained undiscovered for centuries. With your new understanding of the relic's capabilities, you can return to the past and set things right. You can seal it away forever and prevent your past selves from ever having ever found it, even if it costs you your lives. Scenario, 9 turn back time. So making sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay. We do still do the we do spend experience, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I have never seen the secret scenario turn back time be done before, so we'll see how that goes. But let me BRB. Okie dokie. I had 2 experience banked on Mandy, so that's 9 experience from the 7 we just gained. Originally, I was thinking of maybe replacing my burning the midnight oils with like level 2 emergency caches just to get better economy. But I actually decided to go a little bonkers. So I'm going to spend 3 on Relic Hunter. That will get us an additional Relic slot. By the way, my slots are back to normal since we don't have the Devil anymore. And then I will spend 5 experience to get the Antikythera, which is one of the new cards from the what's it called? Drowned City expansion. It's a accessory, costs 3 to get out, level 5, commits for a intelligence and 2 wilds. It's an item relic silence. As a reaction, after you succeed a skill test, you can exhaust it, and if you succeed by 1 or 3, you discover a clue. If it's exactly 2 or 4, you draw 1 card and gain 1 resource. And if it's exactly 5, you can take an additional action. So yeah, this thing is kind of crazy. The biggest issue, of course, is usually competing with a lot of other stuff, other level 5 things. But we got the XP to spare, so we're going to play around with this. I'm going to replace one of my Deny Existences, because to be honest, we haven't had a need to use Deny Existences as much. I mean, it's definitely been helpful. I used the Desoka hit from Ishtaka, but in the end, I mean, it's kind of just sitting in my hand and not doing anything in a lot of cases. So we're going to go ahead and add this in, and we're going to add one of these in just in case, and we're good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and put back the Devil and Justice. Thankfully, we didn't need to use it. Yeah, who knew having a ability to get out the Necronomicon again and again and pump out 3 damage for free and draw a bunch of cards is extremely powerful. And even then, I was still pretty panicked throughout most of this. As for Rita, obviously the tower made a huge difference. I didn't have to worry about Overzealous. We didn't draw hoods, which also saved us. If we had drawn, there's a lot of things that definitely went in our favor. This final phase, I didn't draw any treacheries while getting the shattered locations. That makes a significant difference. That's why I was holding back on using this so much, because the journal so much was because I didn't have the money to play the Word of Protection just in case. But there was a lot of things that were kind of dangerous. I did take a couple of horror, which I only had 5 sanity on Rita, and I didn't get any soak until the very end. So I was kind of just trying to endure everything as best as possible. Until then, if I had drawn hoods at any point, I would have been in some deep trouble because I didn't really have an answer for it. But we managed to survive, so it is what it is. And it definitely don't underestimate how difficult this is. I'm using literally one of the best I'm going non-taboo with one of the best investigators in the game when you're playing non-taboo. I'm using the Necronomicon, I'm using Pin of the Queen, and even then, I'm still just I have to take time sitting down and plan out how I'm going to solve all these problems. If there was literally anything that was just if I hadn't have gone through most of my deck by the time I ran into Ishtaka and Alejandro, or I didn't get the Necronomicon in time, or didn't get my Pendant and the Queen in time, things could have played out very differently. But since I had both the Pendant of the Queen and Necronomicon, and I had a very small deck, to the point where, and I had a fresh Mr. Rook to go with it, that was pretty much the only reason I was able to just blast away and go from there. Because, yeah, and they start in pocket of time on top of you. There's not much you can do about them. You have to have an answer for them. And with only 2 characters, it can be very, as you can see, there's so much stuff going on. Almost every round, some sort of cultist spawned. And we had to answer that, because if we don't, it advances. That doom accumulates like crazy. I know, because that's pretty much what happened the previous time when I went at this without the Necronomicon. and without, obviously back when I played the other time I played it, there was no Drowned City, so there was no library pass or anything like that. Yeah. That being said, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was nice to actually finally win this. Obviously, this was on the hardest route, which definitely makes a difference. So if you're going just Ischaka or Alejandro, you would only have to deal with one of the two, which is definitely pretty significant. If you're going the Alejandro route, you don't even have to worry about Cultist, which would definitely save you a lot of trouble. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. As for Rita, I have 7 experience to spend. Obviously, we're going to get back the stuff we lost with the Exile. So Burn After Reading and Look What I Found level 2 has been re-added for 3 experience. And then I'm going to go ahead and buy this Myriad card, which this is a Glimmer of Hope, which is another new card from the Drowned City. There is a level 0 version that's not as good. I think the level 0 version is just a willpower and a foot. Actually, no, I think a Glimmer of Hope is just a wild icon. But this one, the upgraded version, has the additional will icon and foot icon, which is great for Rita. It's a Blessed Fortune event myriad. So for 2 experience, I can get 3 of these cards, and each of them I can use Burn After Reading on. It's an event that can only be played. It costs 1, but it can only be played from the discard pile. And what it does is it just takes all the Glimmer of Hopes in the discard pile and puts it into your hand, including the one that you just played. So this is just a way to get a lot of extra cards you can commit for things. And for me, it's mainly just another source of doing like Burn After Readings for. Long shots at this point, I need things that actually give me symbols. Long shot, of course, action compression is always nice and good, but at this point, I just need reliable skill cards. Bum Rush is okay. For this campaign, it just doesn't seem to be working as well because it seems like every time an enemy spawns, it's usually on Mandy. And most of the time, if I spawn something on Rita herself, I generally don't need to worry about evading. Like, the main benefit of Bun Rush is you can commit agility icons to this because it's an evade action rather than a fight action. And also, if you do fail it, it won't trigger things like Retaliate. But, like I said, I want to get things that I can... I pretty much went through the entire deck and found what was still level 0 and tried to figure out what to replace. I was even considering replacing Expeditious Retreat, simply because I haven't really needed it. But yeah, so I'm replacing that, both my long shots with 3 A Glimmer of Hope's level 2s, and then my other Bum Rush I'm going to replace with a Cheap Shot, which is just like regular Cheap Shot, but now if I succeed by 3 or more, I can put it back into my hand at the end of the turn. I'm mainly just doing this because it's level 2, which means I can do a Burn After Reading with it. I'm pretty much just finding as many ways to reduce my doom as possible because it's important. Obviously, we got rid of 2 doom just throughout playing this, which definitely made a difference. That delayed the Formless Spawn for at least another round. So yeah, I spent 8 experience on Mandy. I spent 7, I believe, on Rita. Just making sure I did that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So it is what it is. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. And when we come back, we'll do this secret campaign, or secret scenario, which I have never done before. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Overall, like, I've heard that Forgotten Age, people will usually hate it playing blind, and when they come back to it, they seem to warm up to it more and more, and I kind of understand that now. That being said, I still have plenty of issues with this campaign, which I will talk more about in the future. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and call it here and take a breather. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, doing the Forgotten Age, Shattered Aeons, Mandy Thompson, Rita Young. I'll see you guys next time.